Brie Larson is a young actress with already a list of awards, including an Oscar. However, her relationship with her colleagues, company bosses, and most importantly, with the common audience and society is deteriorating every day. Is it true that Brie has something to do with racism? Does the actress have a future in movies, or can the actress repeat Amber Heard's fate? Watch to the end. Hello everyone, more with stars and here we go. So to begin with, we should remember the moment when Brie got into a huge team and the Marvel Universe started to clash with the actors. The first reaction of the public to the shenanigans of the young actress of course was negative, and people did not understand what caused it, but later everything began to clear up as comparison and evaluation of personal qualities and beliefs of the young star. This is where the real fire started. By now everyone probably knows that Brie Larson is an avid feminist, which in general, if we consider feminism as a fight for women's rights, is not a verdict at all. The problem is that most of the celebrities who pose themselves as representatives of feminist community for some reason in their statements and actions are more like geeky women who simply hate men, especially white men, and these women are their bitterest enemies. Our beautiful Brie Larson was no exception. The net was simply ripped to shreds by her statement that, quote, "I have absolutely no need for a 40-year-old white man to tell me what he didn't like about the movie, The Fault in Time." Remark is a Disney family science fantasy film that, despite the participation of stars like Oprah Winfrey or Reese Witherspoon, failed miserably at the box office and received a rating of about 5. So then Brie went on to say that this movie wasn't made for them at all. "I want to know what this movie meant to women of color, to women of other races, to dark-skinned teenage girls. That is, our Captain Marvel has in all seriousness singled out separate groups of viewers by gender and race, for whom she thinks the movie was made, and the rest of us are like shut up and sit in silence, especially if you are also a 40-year-old white man." In general, it is clear that after such a wave of indignation has risen, which increased before the release of the film Larson in the Marvel Universe. But our heroine today, this was not enough because she thought that the journalists around, too, turns out some wrong, and just before the premiere of her solo movie, the actress decided again to stand out from the crowd. Let's hear another of her sparkling quotes. "About a year ago, I started paying attention to what my press tour days looked like and who were acting as film critics. I noticed that it was predominantly white men. I talked to certain people who did research to confirm this fact. After that, I decided to make my press tours more inclusive. In my opinion, women of color don't get the opportunities that everyone else has." The lady who is supposedly in favor of judging people by their professional qualities and not by their skin color or gender is referring to gender and skin color herself. At the same time, Brie has gone further and included an inclusive rater in her contracts, that is, the films in which she appears from now on must meet certain standards of inclusivity and not otherwise. Though of course, to be fair, that's her right as opposed to the utterly delusional statements from the statements. Of course, this kind of rhetoric, along with some very strange personal qualities, has entailed the fact that cast members themselves, such as those same Avengers, openly can't stand their fellow upstart. They either just have a hard time being around during general interviews with Brie Larson, who at the same time, as it has become clear, has a sense of humor equal to zero. Not for nothing did the fan community get annoyed by the fact that Captain Marvel herself is always all serious and almost never smiles. But if here you can still refer to the peculiarities of the character, then about Larson and her interview with Chris Hemsworth and Don Cheadle, this is just something. The young lady does not understand where and when the people around her are talking seriously and when they are joking. All this can be seen from the same interview, which was intended to be a fun and humorous entertainment project, but thanks to the lady sitting in the center, which all seemed that she was somewhere on some barricades, became only her personal failure. When in response to the words of Chris, who compared his partner to Tom Cruise, because both she and Tom perform their own stunts, about the complexity of which we really will not talk. So to such blatant praise, Larson reacted extremely indignant. "I'm not Tom Cruise, I'm all of myself here, in short, another epic fail." In addition, many viewers disliked Larson for her arrogance. But of course, the young actress, an Oscar winner, is involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with other actors who cannot boast of such an achievement, and then got almost the most powerful character in the MCU, and there's a little roof and got carried away. And now the situation with the actress and the bosses of the Marvel Cinematic Universe seems to have reached its peak, that the company's new project, where there was to be a sequel to the first part about Captain Marvel, has changed its name to Marvels, and Brie will share screen time with 2 more main characters. But that's not all. On top of that, Marvel bosses are trying to slowly remove Brie from their projects and take her out of the universe at least. You can tell that from the progress of events and the allocation of more screen time in the movie to actress Tayne Paris, who plays the character Monica Rambeau. We already know about their conflict at the beginning of the project and Larson's vehement protests in renaming the film. You could say that Brie Larson is an actress who already has an Oscar under her belt with her behavior, and controversial views only sets audiences and colleagues against her. What do you think about this situation? Write your opinion in the comments. Together we will discuss the issue. I also recommend you to subscribe to the channel not to miss new videos. Give me a thumbs up, it's not difficult for you, and it pleases me. Thanks for watching and activity. See you soon.